shit in the game, grew up in piling. Couple of groupies to fit with. High, no turbulence vibing. Higher than you niggas getting. Flying while you niggas flying. Your kind is scooter dependent. I come something new when I'm driving. Driving off the roof, no ceilings. Got a skyline view when I'm riding.
Gang, what's poppin', man? Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything for One Pro Podcast. You already know what up. I am the host, Colonel Slaughter. I'm back. You hear me? I had to talk about the clone situation again because obviously a lot of people still talking about these clones. Yeah, they're telling us back and forth like, hey, yo, look, it's clones out here, gang. And, you know, I had to finish my video on it. You hear me? Because this shit is something to talk about. If you ask me, I don't think we should not go around not talking about it. You understand what I'm saying? And this goes back to the clone incident with Jim Carrey, allegedly. Now, like I told y'all, apparently everybody's saying the person that was at the awards is not Jim Carrey. You know, he even went so far to change his outfit. You know, everybody thinking that, yo, these people are clones. These people are finally, you know, hitting that kill button on them, that kill switch. And they letting people know, like, look, gang, pay attention to your favorite artist, pay attention to your favorite celebrity, because they might not be them, they might be a clone. You understand what I'm saying? Let's dive into this video so I can give y'all a little bit of reaction, a little bit of what I think, my opinion, you know, and let's see what's up. And always, like always, I gotta make sure my sound is correct. You feel me? I gotta make sure that sound correct. Like I told y'all, I don't want to be playing nothing and y'all can't hear what I'm hearing. I want us to be able to hear everything. If you smoke, roll up. If you gas up, if you drink, whatever you do, gang, you better pop it out now. You understand what I'm saying? We got to get juicy with this information. As always, let me make sure. You hear me? Make sure I'm on, gang. I want to be able to. Let's go, man.
And acting different, taking back everything they said? Who was the person pretending to be Jim Carrey at the 2026 Caesar Awards?
Okay.
Yeah, if they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a fucking clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones. They've made dog clones. You can get your dog cloned. If your dog's gonna die, you can get the DNA from your dog, get a puppy. And
he ain't lying, gang. If your dog dying, they do make animal clones. You understand what I'm saying? They make them. It's been able to be done. You feel me? Years ago. For those of y'all that haven't known already, if y'all don't pay attention to what's taking place around you, man, they've been able to clone shit for the longest. They already told y'all when they was cloning the food we was eating. You understand what I'm saying? So due to the fact they doing that, you already know what's up, right? Y'all know what up. Let's go. Let's keep going, man.
It'll be eerily similar to your dog. They think including some personality traits, which is just very bizarre, very Pet Cemetery. Right. But if they can do that, why can't they do that to people? They can.
Days ago, Jim Carrey appeared at the 2026 Caesar Awards after months of not being spotted in public. And let me tell you, he looked completely different. This is the first time Jim Carrey has been seen in public.
I ain't gonna lie, he do look a little different, y'all. He looked at a lot different, if you ask me. I'm like, what the fuck going on? It was scary. A lot of people say, well, shit, he had a makeover, he had a facelift, whatever the fuck you want to say, gang. To me, that shit looked different. It looked quite wild. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like Jim Carrey at all. I'm not saying I agree fully with what everybody's saying as far as he was a clone, but I'm saying I do understand and I do know that this shit do take place out there. You can't tell me once these rich motherfuckers get bored that they don't start doing shit, that they don't start, you understand what I'm saying, interacting with things, the forbidden, as I call it. You know, that's what Jeffrey Epstein was on. He was on forbidden. Once they start diving in that forbidden lane, you start understanding like, man, shit, these people get serious. You understand what I'm saying? They get real wicked and deep. You understand?
Since November of last year, and fans couldn't believe how much he had changed. His mannerisms, his skin, the color of his eyes, and even the way he talked. Everything about Jim Carrey was different. The wrinkles on his skin are completely gone, and his bone structure has also changed.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, you know, I I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But you know, it's
Gang, come on now. Come on now. Y'all heard him. He said he really practiced it trying to do that At the end of the day, it don't take that. It don't take that much, Jim Carrey. You know what I'm saying? He the great Jim Carrey. You feel me? It ain't really much that it take him to do to get shit like this together. This his field. This what he do. You understand what I'm saying? When y'all catch artists saying shit like that, you better pay attention because they not only, you know, coming out with the truth, they trying to alert you or something. They trying to tell you, yo, look, I might be in trouble. I might need your help. You understand what I'm saying? I might need your help.
then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
Some fans claimed that perhaps Jim Carrey had gotten plastic surgery, but here's the thing.
The I'm dead part, before we even go into the plastic surgery, a lot of people, you know, that I heard, they were saying like, look, Jim Carrey, for him to say that he's dead, that's, you know, they thought he was speaking in like a third person type of term. You understand that term? They thought he could have been speaking in a third person type of, you know, metaphoric, you know, language. And a lot of people wasn't understanding it. I seen artists that come out like this, like some artists they'll speak, but they're speaking a cold way. You feel me? So like the people on the outside, the fans can understand what they're saying. They'll do it in a cold way. You understand what I'm saying? Like put it in a cold form so y'all can get it. Now, this is what everybody was saying around social media platforms.
Surgery doesn't change the color of your eyes. And even if Jim Carrey was wearing contact lenses and had indeed gotten jaw surgery, the way this person talked didn't match Jim Carrey at all.
I ain't gonna lie, the only motherfuckers I seen get the eye surgery changed their eye color was Tiny and her daughter. You feel me? Them was the only people I ever seen do that. I ain't really never seen no male go in there and get his eye color changed at all. You feel me? But this is what some of the people around the world are saying. They like, yo, look, this ain't Jim Carrey because the man went in there and he got his eye color changed. He got a facelift. He got a liposuction. He got his eyebrows done. He got his forehead did. You feel me? He got a couple dents in his jaws. I don't understand. Like, I'm just asking, like, because I really don't get it. And I want to know why everybody think this is a clone. Now, we understand they know how to clone shit. They know how to clone animals. They know how to clone. You feel me? They made an ear clone before. They know how to clone food. They know how to clone all types of shit. So, you know, it's not far-fetched that people believe, hey, these people may be clones. You know, they might be clones. Like, come on, gang.
For the last few years, Jim Carrey had grown tired of the entertainment industry and mentioned multiple times that he was getting ready to quit. Jim had also stopped attending award shows and at one point even called them the most meaningless thing he could think of.
In the streets, you need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
That's wild, man. Y'all see her face? She like, cause she can't believe he's saying this either. You know what I'm saying? She cannot believe this is coming out of his mouth. Cause she part of the whole shebang anyway. She part of the whole shebang. She like, wait, did he just say that? Did this nigga? I would think he got more sense. That's probably what she's thinking. I would think he got more common sense. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't get mad at an artist or a celebrity when they tired of being put in some type of spotlight and not one that, you know, grants them the fame of being worshipped and being cherished, but one that humiliates them. And I think a lot of them be tired of being humiliated only because they have signed up to do it. You know, again, they make a lot of money. You know, these people put them in great positions to create generational wealth. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of them don't want to be humiliated behind getting generational wealth or creating generational wealth, so-called, for themselves. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up.
He said that is the lowest aiming possibility. I want to make a celebrity say that, gang. Like, if they tell y'all we celebrating icons, that's why we out here. That's why we in front of this camera. That's why we out here showing people love. That's why we interviewing all y'all, because we celebrating y'all. We celebrating y'all energy, y'all life, y'all talent, y'all skills. He like, hold up, you believe that? You know what I'm saying? What a way to put the good foot in front. What a way. But at the end of the day, they are not. He said that's the lowest reaching, you know what I'm saying, point that you can reach for. And I don't know, like for somebody like him who's been in the game a long time, gang, and you got to think about it. A lot of these celebrities, they've been in the game for a while. They've been doing their thing. They've been on the TV screen. They've been on a, you feel me, on a sitcom. They've been all over. You know, they've been showing their face. And I think a lot of them, when they say things like this and they come out like this, like the Mel Gibson one, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get to it, but I think, you know, it's something we should look into. I think it's really something we should pay attention to, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Just listen to them.
Up with it's like icons. What do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
What?
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah.
On the good foot. Damn, he killed him. That right there was enough, man. That right there, it tells me a lot. Like, what? He said, I don't believe you. I don't believe we here. You feel me? I believe in personalities.
You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself.
Look at her face when he say what he say, y'all. Look at her face.
And
You feel me?
red S
Like, she looking like
lies
baby.
beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. And you
That
look
was deep. He went very deep. He said, and I don't care. What y'all think will make him say that? To me, because I'm like, damn. Maybe it's true. Like, he was tired of the industry pushing and pressing him to continue to make them money. Because at the end of the day, like they said, that Mask movie, that motherfucker made over $300 million. And he got paid the $7 million. He actually got paid the $5 million, but they gave him $7 million also due to Dumb and Dumber. You feel me? They gave Jeff Daniels the $50,000. I said this before, and that's wild. Like, I wonder, was he tired of seeing people get treated like this? You feel me? And Robin Williams, he went through sort of the same thing before he died or hung himself, as they made it clean. That was the story they told us. Oh, yeah, he killed himself. And he was in a house by himself in that big-ass house, deep dish shit, ceilings. He little as hell. How the hell he finna kill himself, gang? Y'all make that make sense?
good.
No, I
Was that
didn't
an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed
Who
up.
did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
Now, compare this version of Jim Carrey to the person we saw at the recent Caesar
Damn.
Awards. These are not the same people. According to rumors online, Jim
Now,
Carrey
that's deep. He said, I'm not here. It's not me. You understand what I'm saying? But some of y'all might not understand what he's saying. And me personally, I am trying to understand what he's saying because I'm like, yo, when people say things like that, gang, it's almost serious as when people tell you to take somebody who's talking about suicide, who's talking about killing themselves. You got to take everything serious nowadays. In the world we live in 2026, you got to take everything serious. You can't take nothing for a fluke. Sometimes, yeah, people talk, people run their mouth. Yeah, okay, but that's cool. But a lot of things people been saying lately has been verified now. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of shit people have been talking about has been verified, and it's been verified through files, through rumors, through messages, through videos. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to take what he's saying with a grain of salt and sugar.
was replaced by a clone. Jim has been sounding the alarm on what goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry for years now. After Diddy's arrest, Jim revealed how humiliation rituals, cult-like behavior, and couch culture were still rampant in Hollywood. This new version of him, however, couldn't stop talking about how much he
And
loved
humiliation rituals be serious, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever heard about those, but they be dead ass serious. It's another celebrity, that I talked about, and I showed the video of. I'm gonna try to get to the video tonight to show y'all a piece of it. You understand what I'm saying? But it's serious out here. The claims they be making, what they talking about. I think this shit is seriouser than we think. It's bigger than we think. You feel me? We already see the wars and shit like that is way bigger than we think. So if y'all just sat back, open your mind, and paid attention, you will understand that these motherfuckers just don't be popping this shit for nothing. They telling some truth behind what they saying. They're not truth.
That same industry.
There is a huge conspiracy theory about beloved Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him? Thus,
Damn, they said the loudest whistleblower. I never knew he was loud. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson been talking. Mel Gibson been saying plenty shit. You feel me? If y'all paid attention to what Mel Gibson been saying, if y'all go back and watch Mel Gibson interviews, he been coming out with all types of information about Hollywood. You feel me? About all that shit, about the Illuminati and about seeing the devils and how he met somebody that was the devil and all type of shit. Mel Gibson been saying this. You feel me? I don't believe that Jim Carrey was the loudest whistleblower, but you know, if that's what he said, we'll go with
silencing him. This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a Caesar Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is...
You know, it's funny. You know, I can understand that too. Like a lot of people, yeah, they go get their shit done. They go get made up. You know, if they get to get looking older, of course, they finna start trying to make themselves look younger. They want to appeal to the crowd. They want to appeal to the crowd that really fuck with them. They core crowd, they core fan base. At the end of the day, if they can't do that, a lot of people gonna think they washed up. A lot of motherfuckers not gonna be attracted to what they do. You know, nowadays that's the limit. They said that's the bar they set out here. Like to be a celebrity, to be somebody, to be a face card out there in the world, you gotta look like some way, and that's weird. You know, I never understood that. I never got it. I never will. But like, you gotta look some type of way. You gotta appeal, I guess, to whatever it is that you're trying to appeal to, you know, and not only just that. So say if you're trying to be a tennis player, I guess you got to start shaving and looking like a fucking tennis player. Let's just keep it. The talent lies farther than that. Talent lies farther than your looks, you know, and if that's what they're trying to say because of Jim Carrey, you know, face that got different, his eye color changed. Well, but at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of shit has changed. A lot of shit changed with people. You could tell their behaviors changed. You could tell a lot of different scenarios and different events that took place with all types of celebrities and all types of artists out here. And if y'all ain't one of the ones that pay attention, you sleep under a rock all day, or your mind is always lost in the motherfucking sauce. Yes, it is. A lot of people out here minds be lost in the sauce. Then you will never pay attention to nothing like this. You will never understand what nobody like us talking about. You understand what I'm saying? But believe you me, it's a lot that's going on around y'all that y'all don't know about.
Drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against those in power.
Once clips of Jim Carrey started going,
I don't know, y'all. You know, that's a big claim to state. I'm not sure. That's a major claim to state, though.
viral, fans claimed that maybe this was a YouTuber or prankster pretending to be Jim. Alexis Stone, a well-known makeup artist who was allegedly involved, soon proved that this wasn't true. Fans then began to take a look at hints from some of Carrey's old interviews. In one of his interviews, Jim even revealed that he sometimes uses a body double.
Welcome to Wix Harmony. Take the speed of AI and pixel
body double. I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think. You know, I don't know what to believe.
Now we were talking about Jim's problem with the as he calls them, the stalkerazzi.
This is the phrase that I've coined.
They stalk you. He coined that. He came up with that.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? What is the solution? Because a lot of folks would be interested in this. What do you do?
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy?
Using a decoy. It sounds so ridiculous, but it works
like a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
Whatever you want to do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right. Well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more simple.
It really is amazing.
I'm sure it works.
really works.
This wasn't a body double. However, this was different, more sinister. First of all, the real Jim Carrey was nowhere to be seen. And secondly, this Jim Carrey was going against everything the old Jim stood up for. In his old interviews, Jim Carrey himself hinted at his hate for the industry and revealed that people were being controlled by the Illuminati. Now, however, he couldn't stop beaming about loving acting and the entertainment industry. Things became so complicated that even other celebrities began to step in. Megan Fox commented on Instagram about the situation, saying, "I can't handle any more stress right now. I need to know if this is real." One tweet about the situation read,
Now that's crazy. Now look, they got people, you feel me, coming out with it. They people all over talking about it. Talking about they can't handle the stress, what's real, what's not. My thing is this though, like, if it is real, would Jim come out with it? If it is real, would Jim come out with it? If it's not real, if it's fake, if it's a fluke, you know, is it something that everybody should not be focused on? You know what I'm saying? Is it something everybody should not be focused on? Because at the end of the day, gang, we got a lot of that shit going on. We got a lot of it taking place. Talking about clones, body doubles. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, gang. I don't know. My thing is, if it is real, then let the people speak up for themselves. But don't just continuously spread the rumors. You understand what I'm saying? Because what if it ain't real? You know what I'm saying? What if it ain't? So now we just got everybody on alert for nothing. Anyway, man, on this war in Iran, man, look, man, on this war in Iran, it's going crazy, right? It's going crazy. That's all I can say.
We are going to start with one of the biggest stories we have been following for over a week.
And I don't want to show too much. Like, I don't want to get to the explosions and all that. Like, if they get to show too much, you all already know I'm going to have to cut it off.
Situation over in the Middle East. Bringing us out to this, it's a live image that we have in Tel Aviv over in Israel. As I read some of the latest reporting courtesy of the Associated Press. They say this, that Israel on Sunday struck southern Lebanon, Beirut, and an oil storage facility in Tehran as the war in the Middle East keeps escalating. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu...
A lot of people said this shit shouldn't escalate. A lot of people like, damn, why is America stepping in? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, why is we stepping in? Shit, man. Y'all know how it go. We step in everything. We always put on there. You know,
Promised, quote, many surprises for the next phase of this conflict. Not only do we have this live look out of Tel Aviv, but we also continue to have a live look out of Beirut in Lebanon, where out in the distance you can see a bit of smoke there. It has been dissipating for the past several hours. The AP going on to say this, that Iran also hit a desalination plant in Bahrain. And earlier on Sunday, Iran's foreign minister said a U.S. airstrike damaged an Iranian desalination plant on an island, warning that in doing so, quote, the U.S. set this precedent, not Iran. Such infrastructure is critical for drinking water supplies in the parched deserts of the Gulf. And an Israeli attack on an oil storage facility in Tehran sent up pillars of fire.
Look, when I seen them bombing, how they was bombing these people, gang, this shit was crazy. The goddamn drones sitting up in the air just, you know, shooting them off, gang. It was wild. And, you know, we got to feel bad for the children down there, for the civilians. You understand what I'm saying? That's living there that don't got nothing to do with anything. You got to feel bad. You got to feel careful. Because honestly, like, I don't know what's taking place, you know, over there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the whole circumstance behind it. But I think innocent people dying, you feel me, is something that that's not smiled upon. I think that should be frowned upon. But at the end of the day, the people that's doing the harm, the terrorists or whatever that our country is looking for, then I think they should just get them, target them. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing like they say over here, like gang, police chases and all that shit. Like target your person you want to get. Make sure you get them. You know what I'm saying? Don't get everybody else. Y'all throwing bombs and missiles and gang that fuck everybody else up. Like I said, if we had a war over here, you know how serious it'd be. It'd be serious. It'd be something we don't want to deal with. It'll be something we can't deal with. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's keep going.
Fire that could be seen by some video courtesy of the AP as a glow against the Saturday night sky. It appeared to be the first time a civil industrial facility has been targeted in this war. Now, the war, which erupted on February 28th after U.S. and Israeli strikes hit Iran, has so far killed at least, more than 1,000 people, 1,230 at last check from the Associated Press, and those deaths were in the Islamic Republic. More than 300 in Lebanon were also killed and a dozen in Israel, according to officials that are following this matter very closely. I do want to keep us on this live image as we prepare to continue on this conversation with our next guest, so hang tight for just a sec.
Yo, to be real though, man, a lot of this shit don't even gotta happen, but I guess, I don't know, it's a oil. A lot of these motherfucking attacks be for oil, gang, like, make sense. There's not enough order to go around, gang. You know, there's not enough order to go around. That capitalism shit is tiresome. These motherfuckers want to take everything. They want to bully ball everybody. They want to go control everything. I think that shit is gonna cause a big problem, gang. Like it already caused a problem over the years, gang. You feel me? So to watch that shit like take place like that, I don't know. I think that shit is a hassle. You know, it puts a hope on everything. Now I understand Trump is here to break the system, but at the end of the day, man, you know, shit. God damn it. They still saying what they talking about. Let me see, y'all. Let me see.
Me on.
So I did give a bit of a recap there right off the top of some of the things that we had been following for the last several hours. What really stuck out to you, and what really, out of all of those developments, could possibly change the trajectory of this entire conflict?
Well, I think, first of all, I mean, the very fact that Hezbollah joined in this conflict, given its domestic constraints, given the fact that, just over a year ago, they got out of a war that they got, they fell into. They didn't really expect their interest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people always fall into these wars, gang, and a lot of us don't be expecting these motherfuckers to fall into the war, but we do be wondering, like, damn, is y'all gonna pull out? Is y'all gonna ever come up with a solution to it? Or not? Y'all just gonna keep going. Y'all putting everybody at harm and risk, gang. You feel me? Like, come on, man. What the hell going on?
Prevention in the Gaza conflict that turned into a full war decimated their political leadership, decimated most of their arsenal. And yet we find them again starting a conflict with the Israelis. And this suggests to me that they're sensing that the Israeli-American war in Iran is heading in a direction that's going to threaten the regime's existence. Otherwise, why risk the predictably furious Israeli response and the equally predictably furious response from Lebanese, or again, dragging them into a foreign conflict? The one thing that could really change
I wonder how many chemicals are in those bombs that they dropping, gang. Like, you know, those are a lot of bombs. You know, like, I ain't clapping for, applaud, but I'm clapping because of the chemicals that's killing all the people around that's going to be killing for the next 5 to 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the shit that it takes to make those bombs, you got to understand that those are 2,000-pound bombs and they carry a lot of chemicals, involve radiation, all types of shit up in there. So, are they thinking about that? Are they thinking about the lives that's around? You feel me? The people that they are targeting and the attacks that they are trying to make. Just the other day, they said it was an all-girls school hit over there. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta understand the game that's being played with these bombs and these nuclear weapons is on a different level. You feel me? A level that us, the civilians, the regular people who ain't even got access to some of this knowledge are not prepared for, gang.
Trajectory is if the United States and Israel stop the war prematurely for whatever reason, if President Trump accepts any Iranian offer for negotiations.
They need to stop the war for whatever reason. President Trump should set, some boundaries and some grounds for negotiation. Like, I can't lie to you, because at the end of the day, all y'all doing is killing more people and more people. And you feel me, at whatever state of the terrorists or the targets that y'all trying to catch, don't mean everybody around them got to die. You feel me?
Kind of off-ramp that allows the regime to preserve its existence, lick its wounds from this conflict, preserve its existence, but then return back to the same behaviors that led us to this point to begin with.
I don't know, man. I feel like if they tell us in the street, put down the guns and learn a way to talk and fight it out, then I think the bigger people should do that too, gang.
I want to put up next here, it's a map of the region, just to give our viewers a bit more context as to some of the surrounding countries. Now, this conflict, David, as you know, it appears to be affecting multiple countries across the Middle East right now. How concerned are regional governments about this risk of further expansion when it comes to the fighting?
Well, I mean, I think it's expanded as far as it can already. Where there are attacks on the Gulf states, there's attacks in Iraq, in Jordan, and Iran is saying that it's only attacking U.S. assets in these countries. But really, what they're trying, first of all, not true. Right? We've seen footage of attacks on, say, hotels in the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, we seen them damn footages, man. They was throwing bombs. I'm talking about the drones. They running right into the buildings. I'm talking about. Man, that's some scary shit, gang. You gotta imagine. And then it's a few people that was from America. They over there in Dubai. People over there taking trips and shit. You feel me? They spending money. They spending good money because you already know it's a luxurious place over there. You feel me? You go over there and you enjoy yourself, whatever, whatnot. But you got our people over there, gang. They stuck. They doing all types of shit to Americans. You feel me? American tourists now because they are, attacking. So it's like, damn, that shit crazy. People out here really got to be careful because you never know what's going to take place. You never know who putting in order. You never know who's sending out hits. You understand what I'm saying? Because now this shit is like the gang, nigga. They sending out hits and they like, yo, we got to protect our people. Whatever. Yeah, I know, in the midst of scaring everybody also. You feel me? That's what the fuck y'all doing.
And elsewhere. And what they're trying to do is kind of hit the soft underbelly of American regional power. The Gulf states are prosperous countries. They're not, they've had a history of war, say in Yemen, but they're not inclined towards fighting. They don't have that durability that or the endurance the Israelis have built up from, unfortunately, decades of experiencing war after war after war.
Beautiful right there. Don't nobody want to see no bombs drop right there in this area. It's beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? And they want to tear shit up like this. Over what? From oil? Y'all gotta make this make sense.
And what the Iranians are hoping is this harassment of the Gulf states will lead them to effectively cry uncle. And given their influence with President Trump, given President Trump's proximity to the Gulf states, they'll turn to him and say, President Trump, please stop this war in Iran. We can't take anymore. And again, that'll lead to a premature ceasefire that'll allow the Islamic Republic to endure everything that Iran is doing right now. I don't think they expect a genuine military victory in the conventional sense. They're trying to get what the United States and Israel to do to stop because they want the regime to survive. Again, not so they can come to a real modus vivendi with either the United States and Israel or the regional countries, but so they can go back to the business of regional destabilization, proxy.
So basically, it's like, yo, he said, like, they begging, Trump to stop. Like, gang, you got to stop this shit because you got to. You know what I'm saying? They blowing up shit, gang. They taking out the fucking airplanes. They taking out every fucking weapon defense system that they got. They doing all types of shit over there. And they like, look, Trump, Daddy Trump, stop, man. Stop. I don't know. A lot of people said this ain't the end because it just has begun. A lot of people said that we got to get ready and prepare for what's going to take place in the future. And we already know how they get down. Them motherfuckers over there, they like to get everybody involved. They like to get everybody involved when they get down real crucial and nasty. But at the end of the day, you feel me? Do y'all think this is needed? Do y'all think, you feel me, they should come to a stop and a halt and come to a negotiation agreement and, make something work out? How do y'all feel?
He's building up their ballistic missile arsenal and, of course, going back to rebuilding their nuclear program.
As we talk a little bit about some of these goals that Iran still has here in terms of where they want this to go next, and given the rhetoric, what we've heard from both the U.S. and the Israeli governments, I mean, is this something that Iran could achieve just to keep the regime alive and to continue on operations as they were before?
Achieving.
I mean, they will hope so. I know Iran will hope so, but at the end of the day, could they? Is that something that's possible that they can achieve? You feel me? And carry on? I mean, I don't know. But at the end of the day, what agreement would they possibly come to? That's what I want to know. What agreement would Trump and the Iran president or whoever over there that's in order now will come to?
Regime survival actually isn't that hard. It's a harder lift for the United States and for Israel, given we don't have ground forces in Iran, given the size of the country, given that this is a regime that had almost 50 years to build up organizational depth. It's actually harder to achieve regime change, to destroy the proxies, to eliminate all of Iran's pathways for resurgence than it is for Iran to just maintain that bare thread that allows it to continue existing, at least the Islamic Republic.
Which he said he was gonna make sure he take them out, man. That's what he said. That's what Trump said. Trump said there will not be no more of them. There ain't gonna be no more of their existence. He said if they tried anything, he gonna make sure they get wiped the hell out. You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, this is on a scale. This is on a different level. You know, this is a different ball game being played that nobody around us know about. Like one of the podcasters, they said, what if the war came to America? God damn you, mean we wouldn't be ready for that shit. That's why we ain't gonna be ready for it. And we don't even want to talk about that. We're gonna let them continuously do them wherever they are right now.
Public regime, rather. And from there,
no disrespect to the people that's alive out there, but I'm just
then they'll wait until international conditions are more favorable. You know, maybe the current president becomes more preoccupied with domestic issues. The next president's not interested in the Middle East. They'll wait for an opportune moment. This is a regime that is defined by strategic patience. So if it takes 5-10 years, they'll wait for that moment when the eyes are off of them, and then they'll restart what they've been doing.
You heard what I'm saying. Look, they'll wait to that moment till the eyes are off of them, and then they'll restart. This is the regime with patience. These are the ones with that type of patience. They will wait. They will literally sit back and wait to a motherfucker. You feel me? Like, look, hold on. They not paying attention. Okay, let's get back to what we was doing. Let's get back to building. Let's get back on their ass. Simple as that. And that's why I think a lot of people, they like, damn, y'all, do you know what you started? These motherfuckers, when they come, gang, remember y'all seen what happened with the 9/11 gang? Come on now. Y'all see how them people come. They get people involved, and when people get involved, it's hard to get out of it. Now America got to come and wipe everything out. Now we got to have you motherfuckers mad at us for generations to come. At the end of the day, I mean, damn, do we got to come to this all the time? All the time, y'all? Come on now.
So the goal now is just survive, and that's a very easy goal to achieve.
A lot of the conversation right now, or a lot of the major headlines, do follow the.
Is that easy to achieve for them over there? He said the goal now is to survive, but is that easy to achieve over there for them? You understand? They got to make a goddamn negotiation. They got to talk.
Military dynamics, all of these military operations that are underway from all of these sides. But as we take a live look here out of Beirut in Lebanon, David, I want to talk a little bit about what we know, given the humanitarian situation on the ground in several of these places that have been hit. I mean, what is the impact to civilians right now?
Well, we know that there's massive displacement. This war started with a massive and predictably ferocious Israeli response, as I've noted. But also the Israelis have issued several warnings now to the residents of South Lebanon. I think initially there were like 53 villages, and then they kept increasing the number. And then ultimately they said, all of South Lebanon move north of the Litani River. Then this was followed by a call from the residents of Dahia. This is Beirut's southern suburbs, heavily Shiite area, effectively Hezbollah's nerve center in Lebanon. Move out of the area, move northward, move eastward. And then there were the areas of Baalbek that also.
You see, so they warning motherfuckers like, man, y'all better get up out of here. That warning, that's a big ass warning. That's staying tall and big, gang. You feel me? That's staying tall and big. I ain't gonna make myself disappear, but that's staying tall and big. That's a warning don't nobody over there want to accept. That's a warning that I hate to accept over here in America. Like if they sent that warning, like, gang, look, we gotta think about what's going on. How many lives are being took? You understand what I'm saying? Them a lot of lives, man. I'm telling you that they don't give a fuck. They dropping bombs on whoever getting away, motherfucker. They dropping bombs on you, man. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be prepared. I'm wondering is they finna get ready to make a type of peace move. You feel me? Is Iran ready to do that?
So this is eastern Lebanon. There are calls for Lebanese to evacuate, Lebanese against Shiites, to evacuate westward. So basically move out of the area where Israel alleges that Hezbollah has military assets, where it's operating. Now, the Israelis want to facilitate their military operations while minimizing the harm to civilian casualties. Hezbollah has a history of intertwining itself with the civilian population, intertwining its assets with the civilian population, which itself is a war crime. And the Israelis, what they're trying to do is say, get out of the way, guys, get out of the way, people, civilians, move out of the way so we can, we don't harm you, and we can facilitate the targeting of Hezbollah assets. But ultimately, this is going to result in what we've seen, about 300,000, I think the estimate is.
That's good they're doing that. At least they is warning their people, hey, look, y'all get out the way, man. We don't want to blow y'all up. We don't want to harm y'all. We don't want to hurt y'all. Y'all get out the way. You feel me? Because bombs are coming. Y'all make sure y'all move. Y'all make sure y'all clear the scene, clear the area. Who else do that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's that deep, gang. You got them kids out there. You got old people. You got elderlies out there. A lot of people, they can't move as fast as the middle-aged people, the people that's going to war. They can't move as fast as them. So now they got to send out an APB. Hey, look, y'all, get the fuck out the way. We got bombs coming. They dropping on us. They're not playing with us. Let's go. Move. You feel me? If y'all can't move like that, then, or if y'all ain't already had that set up, because I'm sure at the end of the day, they already knew this war was going to take place. They had to. You can't tell me ain't nobody. The motherfucker probably been talking to Trump and they like, hey, yo, look, Trump said he finna drop them bombs on us. Trump said he not here to play. He finna make it happen. So y'all get y'all shit together, tighten your boots up. Let's go. You feel me? It's time to war.
Displaced Lebanese. I mean, Dahia alone, where the Israelis have called for evacuation twice now, has a population of 500 to 700,000 people. They've not all cleared out, but we're seeing reports of massive displacement northward from the south.
Not all cleared out, but they got to get them out. Y'all got to get them out of there. Why in war? Why when there's war, they never give you time to get the people out? Like, why? Look, in the streets, they tell you I ain't no women and kids. In war, when they go into war, when they blow up countries, gang, they don't even worry about the women and kids. They just blow everybody up. That shit weird as hell to me. You feel me? That shit weird as hell. They tell you in the street, no, ain't no women and kids. But in war, they blow up kids, women, grandparents, grandchilds, graveyards. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Make that shit make sense. Like, make it make a lot of sense, man.
And already massive movement out of Dahia. The Israeli campaign is slowly being ratcheted up. I think there's more of a focus on Iran now, and I think there's also an attempt to give these civilians an opportunity to move out of harm's way. But again, the ultimate result is going to be massive.
How they gonna move out of harm's way? Where they gonna go? Bombs floating across the sky, bro. I seen the video. The bombs are floating. Cruise missiles, my nigga. Cruise missiles coming through the sky. Where the fuck do you expect these people to move to? Where they gonna go? Where's these people gonna go to get out the way from dying, gang? Y'all make that make sense?
Massive civilian displacement, but it's unavoidable, unfortunately, given the way Hezbollah operates within the country.
He said it is unavoidable.
Talking about Hezbollah, but also going further with some more of these Iranian proxy groups. I mean, we've mentioned Hezbollah quite a few times within this discussion because they've really put themselves at the forefront in this fighting, and it escalates. As far as other Iranian proxy groups, what do we know about how they're possibly placing themselves to also perhaps be involved in this fight as well?
Well, it's natural that Hezbollah would put itself at the forefront. This has protected.
You know, that's crazy, man. He said it's natural that motherfuckers put themselves at the forefront, but do they really want to put themselves at the forefront and accept everything that's going on? Do y'all really want to put yourself forefront? You feel me? I think so. You know, I think people just probably should, I don't know, just stay out of that shit, gang. You feel me? I think so, man. I think people should want to just, you know, stay out of that. But on to the AIs, man. The AIs. Because me, I think AI is fine. Let's watch this video. How the AI will impact the future, man.
Andy Jassy says artificial intelligence will lead to a reduction of its corporate workforce eventually over the next few years. He wrote in a memo to employees that they should figure out, in his words, how to get more done with scrappier teams. That's nice. Joining us now, former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang. It's a daunting future.
He said how to get more done with scrappier teams. God damn. Whoa, he's telling y'all right away, y'all better learn how to get more done with the scrappier team you got. Because if you don't, nigga, it's over. The AI finna come and swoop.
We have Mr. Yang, obviously, and you've been. I said I was at was it a book party that I attended for you?
A book event.
6 years ago, talking about this on the horizon and the need for maybe even back then universal basic income. I guess at this point you're thinking, wow, it's accelerating faster than you even thought.
Yeah, it's here even faster than I'd imagined back in 2019 and 2020. And I talked to CEOs who are replacing thousands of customer service workers with AI, entire design departments, even coders are being.
Damn, even coders, they said, nigga, even coders are being replaced with these motherfucking AI bots, man. Now, we done been telling people that a lot of jobs is finna get took, gang, and they've been saying they want to come out with this universal-based income. Universal-based income, to me, based off what I'm hearing, is everybody gonna be getting the same amount of income, whether it's the EBT, whether it's the whatever type of government allowance. That's what I call it, because it is a fucking government allowance. You know, they're willing to give that out to everybody out there, gang. Now, if you one of the motherfuckers who willing to take that, then bam, you're gonna be one of them people who willing to take it. But if you one of the motherfuckers who already know how to work AI, you're a programmer, you're a coder. But he also just said coder jobs. Listen.
20, and I talked to CEOs who are replacing thousands of customer service workers with AI, entire design departments, even coders are being supplanted. And Becky and I were just talking about how we used to tell our kids, hey, if you major in computer science, you'll be good to go. And now those graduates are having a hard time finding jobs. It's starting to appear in the numbers for recent college graduates and entry-level white-collar work.
When I was like, why will people continue to go to college? Why will people continue to go to college and try to get a goddamn degree anymore? Because at the end of the day, you going to college to get that same college degree. They are replacing y'all ass who are in college with the robots, man. They're replacing y'all. They got to be one of the scariest things. To me, that would be, gang. I'm like, hold up, wait. We getting replaced with the motherfucking robots after we done went to college for goddamn 7 years to learn computer science programming and, you feel me, scientific engineering on computers. You feel me? Now y'all replacing us with the robots. Now don't get it twisted. A lot of people knew this was finna take place. A lot of people knew getting our jobs replaced with robots was gonna take place. Now listen what he said, man.
If you're a science fiction believer, it's, I was going to ask you whether the whole Luddite chorus that we've heard for 150 years, that it's never actually it's always been better technology long term. Maybe not always, but many times even more jobs are created from the technologies that being displaced, whether it's internal combustion engines or whatever you want to look at. You would argue this time is different with AI, and then it's not. I mean, then if you, like I said, science fiction, not just displacing us from work, but maybe just displacing us altogether 100 years from now.
Yeah, well, we have to take a lot of those science fiction style scenarios very seriously, Joe, in my opinion. And the most common job in 29 states is still being a truck driver. You have robot trucks just now hitting the highways.
Damn, still being a truck driver. You got the robot trucks just now hitting the highway, gang. Now that's different. Now that's totally different, gang. You understand what I'm saying? That's some different shit. Like when they get to telling you that, you know it's serious. But this is another serious thing. Have they thought about the jobs that other people gonna get? Because Look, they already got the fucking robots doing rapper jobs and artists' jobs. You understand what I'm saying? They got them doing those. They got them doing artists' jobs. They got them doing rapper jobs. Next thing you know, they're going to have them doing podcaster jobs. They're going to have them doing...
Andy Jassy?
You know what I'm saying? So,
in my opinion, and the most common job in 29 states is still being a truck driver. You have robot trucks just now hitting the highways.
They'll be gone.
Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, said, look, we're going to automate away a lot of the entry-level white-collar jobs. And he's right, because I talked to executives at these companies who are doing exactly what Andy Jassy is talking about on Amazon, looking around saying, hey, guys, instead of hiring a bunch of 22-year-olds, maybe we should have AI do that work. So I fear for the next generation, because all of the experience.
Y'all know who they talking about.
That maybe we got in our 20s and 30s, there might not be that kind of ladder available to them.
Look, Andy Jassy said that he wants employees to kind of take advantage and learn how to use AI, learn how to do their jobs better, maybe make things easier. Maybe it takes care of some of the grunt level work you don't like doing, but it allows you to have more space and room to do things creatively. Should we be afraid of that?
That's what I would have thought. Me personally, I would have thought like learn to use AI, like she said. A lot of CEOs around, you know, if y'all been paying attention, y'all ain't living under a rock. A lot of CEOs to jobs like YouTube, CEO of YouTube, he said, look, it ain't finna be a lot of these jobs around no more, but at the end of the day, y'all better learn how to use AI. Y'all better get equipped with using AI. Because if you don't, my nigga, they are automatically bound to wipe you out of a job. If you don't know how to prompt engineer, you don't know how to, you feel me, engineer any of these things, you don't know, you feel me, how to make this thing scale at an exponential level, then yes, you are in trouble. Yes, you're in trouble. If you don't know how to work AI, yes, you are in trouble. If you don't know how to do none of these things, if you know how to build, you can't, you feel me, operate, you can't program, you can't build your, yeah, you're going to be in a motherfucking trouble, gang. So a lot of the jobs, like they said, the first jobs that got to get going is the doctor jobs. They want the doctor jobs out the way. You feel me? They already got robots. Robots that do surgery better than doctors, gang. That's you understand what I'm saying? Elon Musk talked about this. He already said, look, we got a lot of robots that do better work than surgeons. Those are the first motherfuckers we getting gone.
Oh, what this means in real life, Becky, is you have a department of 6 people, let's say coders or designers, and then you end up eliminating 4 or 5 of them, and then there's one designer coder empowered by AI. So there's going to be a beneficiary in the organization, but you're just not going to need as many people in that department, and that's going to play out over and over again.
Yeah.
Pope had some interesting things, and he's getting involved.
Look, as we roll out more generative AI agents, it should change the way our work is done. We will need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today and more people doing other types of jobs. What other types of jobs could it possibly be? Y'all make that make sense. What other possible jobs could there be that they want y'all to do? You feel me? Like, y'all finna create some new jobs? Or y'all finna just come up with, hey, I need you to pick up the trash. I need you to run these things. At the end of the day, if you can make all these AI bots. Now, look, I think they just telling people this just to keep hope in people. I think they telling people, look, we might need y'all for other jobs, like he say right here at the bottom. Let me take y'all right here. They telling people, look, we will need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today and more people doing other types of jobs. What other types of jobs? If y'all can create AI and AI can do the most highest job that a human can do, the most, you know, complex job, what other job would a human be able to do? Y'all just telling humans that for hope. Y'all telling humans that for hope. That's what y'all doing. Y'all already know what's up. God damn it, it ain't gonna be no job for a human to do, my nigga. Because if the first jobs y'all getting rid of is the doctors, the surgeons, the ones who do surgery, the heart surgeons, the neuro brain surgeon doctors, then when it comes to the smaller jobs, y'all ain't gonna need a human. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't gonna need no human. If they already getting rid of the doctors They got robots that replace doctors. Why in the fuck you think they ain't gonna have no fucking, robots to replace coders, truck drivers? Dude just said it. He said, nigga, they already got coders and engineers being replaced, man. You hear me? So that's right there along this. A lot of people was in fear of their jobs. But I'm gonna tell you something, they already had this plan. You already had this plan at least 10, 15 years ago. You feel me? I used to work at the city and my guy used to tell me how the insurance was going. But you understood what I understood. I bet y'all didn't. I overstood what y'all understood, that the insurance was going high. That was another fucking overplay for the underplay to let people know, hey, yo, we finna come out with these robots. Robots been out then. And they was already showing y'all because they was practicing in McDonald's. They had y'all ordering at this one machine. And then we automatically had these self-checkout lines. The self-checkout line is a robot. What the fuck you think it was? And all Pick and Save, a self-checkout line is a robot. Like, man, they was practicing on us already and alerting y'all like, hey, yo, look.
Last Pope was, big on climate change. This might be important. And he says the worlds of science and politics need to immediately tackle this problem without allowing scientific progress to advance with arrogance, harming those who have to submit to power. And he's going to host a lot of people. But right now it's just breakneck. There's no government.
You know what's funny? They say that right now, but at the end of the day, them white people, these motherfuckers that's sitting right here on this CNBC News, they done already made their money. They done already made their millions. They done solidified a motherfucking company that AI can work for. You feel me? That's the only thing. If y'all get y'all a company, you can build you a company that an AI bot can run. You understand what I'm saying? They got AI bots automatically building companies now, nigga, with EIN numbers. You understand what I'm saying? You can pay for your AI bot and that bitch will build you a empire with an EIN number, nigga, and make money for you. What you talking about? So the whole thing is, if you know how to program, if you know how to engineer, you know what you're doing with this AI, with this goddamn chat, with all these goddamn models, these LLM models. You are in the good. You are totally in the good. A lot of people don't know how to work that shit. That's why a lot of people scared. A lot of people scared. But look, I told y'all that shit was gonna hit faster. That shit was gonna hit faster than what everybody thought. Everybody like, damn, gang, you gotta work. I remember my dad was like, damn, you gotta work and you gotta build some retired hours. You gotta build you some retirement hours, because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna be able to have no retirement money, this, that, so much and so forth. But at the end of the day, I don't even think my pops knew that the AI bots was coming. I don't even think my pops recognized that these people was investing into some motherfucking AI, also AGI, you feel me, that y'all don't know nothing about. You feel me? Like, nobody knew was gonna take over the world. They did. All investors did. All the big companies, all the big money makers did.
Governors on what's happening whatsoever.
If you think about the incentives of the individual firm, it's just to go as fast as possible, because there's like a bit of an arms race in terms of compute.
Literally.
And the data and the model. Literally. And then they'll look up and say, our competitor is China, so I got to go. The question is, what happens to people? And I'm someone who, look, I'm not anti-progress, anti-innovation. I think all of that stuff is very positive, but you have to be clear-eyed about the impact on people, on organizations, on workers. And in my estimation, this fourth industrial revolution is the most dramatic thing that's happened to our society in history. AI might be the most radical breakthrough in human history. And so we have to think much bigger.
That allows more spare time, that allows people to, we become so rich from AI that maybe you can do UBI and not everyone has to work 5 days. You gave me a thumbs up. Is that the answer for you?
To me, that is the answer. The question is, how do we get from point A to point B? Because right now, the beneficiaries of AI are going to be a small handful of firms, and then the average 22-year-old or truck driver or whatnot is going to be just looking around saying, where did my job go? And they're not going to be experiencing that kind of value. That, to me, is what government and politics are for. That's what got me into the Democratic race in 2020. Unfortunately,
look, though, they already got a job secure for themselves, man. At the end of the day, man, that's all I got to say, man, on that. Y'all better wake up, man, and smell the fucking coffee, because, like I said, y'all all been asleep when the nigga been talking about it. You understand what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all take care, stay safe, stay the fuck up, stay woke.
Man, you bitch niggas better ante up or elevate.
I need 6-figure money, won't have the bucks and hella cake. Fuck boy, I been on dummy, shooting hella ops, make them a day. If not him, then kill his mama, make him feel his wrath in the hell away. Hydro shock with his eye, make through his chest, watch as they swim away. I don't stop shooting till you down in your last breath, and then I skid away. This a hollow tip.